Hi, I'm Christian from Infophone. Welcome to this video course about the Smart Badge system using the CC2. The goal of this course is to get you familiar with the basics, set up your CC2 badge, and start to explore application possibilities. Let's start with the basics.
So in general, a user journey works like this. A user approaches the kiosk, authenticates himself, and gets a badge provisioned to himself. Then he uses that badge in his shift, and after the shift has ended, he returns it back to the kiosk. To make this work, the device is operating in two states. An unallocated state, where there is no user provisioned, and it just uses a standard UI, and one Wi-Fi connection, which is the kiosk access point. Then there's the allocated state, where there is a user allocated to the device with his role, his access rights, credentials, etc. Also, the data views that fit to his role are put on the device, as well as the network configuration, which is then used during the shift. The user provisioning process is managed by the IAS and called allocation, where data views, configurations, and user data gets uploaded to the device, and then the return action when the device is brought back to the kiosk and all the data gets wiped. Next up, we have the data views, which are basically just JSON files containing the screen layout and some logic to display on the smart badges. To create and edit these data views, you can use our data view designer, which is a web UI that lets you use icons and text blocks to make your screen layouts, and then change the design properties of those as well as functional properties. So you can, for example, change the text to a button, which then triggers a local or remote action, or you can use it as dynamic text, which then lets you exchange the variable data through the MQTT. Last but not least, we have the Infophone entity server, which contains an MQTT server to communicate with the badges. It has an API to do the allocation and return of the badges, and it also does the device management, like adding and deleting devices, keeping track of the status, and doing firmware updates. Here we have the kiosk and site configurations, where you can set new network parameters. We have the data views, where you can add and edit data views, and finally the device overview, where you can manually allocate devices, and you can also add new ones, delete them, and do firmware updates. This should give you a good overview over the Smart Badge system. In the next video, we will take care of setting up your device.